I was just a girl who needed to feel comfortable sharing her story. Even when fame ruined me as a person, there was already too much happening to me that the media and other family members and friends never knew about. Now it's time to share my experiences that might make you uncomfortable, but there is nothing more powerful than the truth.
How are you feeling?
I feel empty and I hate how I have put so much damage onto my love life, and looking back at 24 was just a big mess. Like, how could I be so selfish and reckless with my love life and family life when I've been through trauma and pain? I need to learn to respect boundaries. In my early 20s, I was such a slut, and it feels terrible. I bet all my exes liked that about me, which makes them an asshole like most guys. I can't fucking believe I got married at 23 and right after I divorced my ex-husband last year in the beginning of October, that when I put myself at risk. Fuck that photographer.
Has anyone raped you?
Yeah, more than once. I remember feeling angry when I got older and had these grown men take advantage of me when I was starting the industry. But the worst case of rape was probably with Mr. Duncan because he's royalty and didn't give a fuck. And yet every rapist crosses boundaries, but Mr. Duncan was weird and wasn't ashamed or felt guilt about it. I forgot to include my stepfather.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you write about your experience with your stepfather in your book Fearless?
Yes, of course, but that book was given the title Fearless for a reason, and the reason was because after I told people what happened behind the scenes, I became stronger and fearless every day because I felt like I was fighting battles.
Explain to me why you decided not to write your full story about what your stepfather did to you.
Well, like I said earlier, the main reason why I wrote Fearless to speak through to women who are afraid to tell theirs and how I overcame those struggles that are sadly a part of life. I was born and raised in Alabama, so every year on my birthday, my sister and I would beg to get a toy pony to ride on while my brother McCabe liked cars. But he and I both had one thing in common, which obviously was horses. We loved them. But things took a dark turn when I turned 9 and I was never the same again. I don't know him and never did, but he was my stepfather and he raped me one night when I was 9, and ever since then I struggled with depression and emptiness haunting me. He disappeared out of my life when I had my 10th birthday, but the abuse kept on following me and my career. That memory haunted me for years and still does, and what sucks was how joining the industry to escape my past tried to expose me. I can't enjoy anything anymore and now my life is dull, but thanks to Marcus, he taught me an important message, which is: life is a lesson, and your painful experiences and positive ones are your lessons, so learn from them. Marcus is the first guy in my life who takes our relationship seriously, and he's loyal, faithful, kind, and the most kindest, sweetest soul you'll ever met, and that's rare to find. Sometimes I wonder if I'll ever be normal, and honestly, I don't think I am, and that's something I embrace. Being a teenager was difficult, and I can relate to young people because I still feel like one, and even when I'm nearly heading towards my 30s, I will always feel younger. Playing the piano is my muse. It helps me to be creative when I have bad days ahead of me. Sounds beautiful, doesn't it? Stupid me thought I would be single forever. Luckily, my ex-husband Dagger and all my exes and ex-husbands since I've been married 4 times have all found their soulmate like I have. It's important to have a strong sense of who you are and learn how to deal with reality and learn something new. Make life interesting whenever you're bored, and be bold and be mindful of who you choose to put into your life. The eyes are the way to the truth.